Okay, we're back with Word Module 4, Video 2, and we just finished up inserting this text box to the left-hand side, and now we're going to insert a rectangle shape to fill the space at the bottom of page 1. So I'm going to go to the Insert tab, and I'm going to click on Shapes, grab the rectangle, and just draw it as best you can to take up some space down the left-hand side of page 1. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're going to resize it later with the directions, so just take up as much space as you can. And I want you to adjust the height and the width to make the box 2.5 inches tall and 1.5 inches wide. So it's very similar to the text box. You have a special tab that pops up that allows you to format your shape, and there you'll be able to change the height and the width. So 2.5 for the height and 1.5 for the width. You can kind of see how it resizes it there for you. Go ahead and change your text wrap settings for the text box. Remember, you do that through the layout options. You can also do it on the shape format tab. There's a wrap text command, or you can click the layout options shortcut in the top right corner. And it asks us to make it in front of text, and then also make it so there is a fixed position on the page. So you want to select that circle. And what that's going to do when you fix your objects on your page is when you add other elements to your newsletter, like pictures or additional text boxes, it's going to keep that object in a relatively fixed location where it's at now on the page. So I recommend that. For lots of different objects, you can fix them on the page so they don't move when you add other elements. Then we're going to position it so that the top is basically the top of our text box or rectangle is just slightly above where it says time to say goodbye. So I'm going to move this up just a little bit, and don't worry about the fact that it's overlapping the text box above it. We're going to add some additional elements in the paper that's going to kind of format this box to eventually drop down. But when we do that, I don't want it to drop down onto a second page. So I'm having you lift it up just a little bit higher for now. So that way, when we do add the other elements, it doesn't drop that rectangle onto page 2. So go ahead and overlap it just a little bit. And then I want you to go ahead and highlight underneath the paragraph that says time to say goodbye, the first sentence, which begins with the entire staff. So we're going to highlight that first sentence and get the period as well. And then I want you to copy it to the clipboard. So just click the copy on the home tab. And if you want to expand to open up your clipboard, you can see I was kind of messing with this earlier, so it's been copied a couple of times. I'm going to go ahead and delete these extra copies that we don't need. You will not have these. I've just been messing around. So I opened up my clipboard by expanding it by clicking the little arrow in the bottom right corner of the clipboard group. That opens up my clipboard, and anything that I've copied will be copied to the clipboard, and then I can paste it wherever I'd like. So I'm going to paste this inside the rectangle. So just click on your rectangle and click on the text that you want to paste, and it will automatically insert it into the rectangle. I do want to make sure that it's centered. So you can go to your shape format command up top, that tab, and then in the align group, in the align command, just make sure that it's aligned in the center. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to align the text, not the command. Give me 1 second here. Let me make that go right. In the align text group, not the align, that aligns the entire box. I want to align just the text, just make sure it's in the middle, it's centered, and it should be. Mine came in centered, so I'm sure yours did as well. But if not, that's how you can make it so the text is in the middle of the box. Then I want to change the color of the text or of the rectangle. So I'm going to change the shape style. That is also going to be found on that contextual tab. Anything that relates to formatting the box is going to be found on this contextual tab. We want to change the shape style. Make sure that you read the steps carefully, because it will tell you if it's a shape style, if it's a shape effect, if it's a shape outline. You just have to decipher what they're referring to when you are reading each step. So you kind of have to do like a close read. And the one that it's asking us to pick is this orange one right here. It's kind of a lighter orange color, subtle effect orange accent 2. So it's going to make it a light orange color, which looks nice. It kind of fits with our theme. Then I want you to scroll down to page 2 and click anywhere inside the box that says congratulations to the whole team. You're going to kind of see it. It's kind of in the middle, not in the box, I'm sorry. It's just a line of text on page 2. And then I want you to insert another text box using the same option as above. So we're going to use the Insert tab, text box, and it was called Ion Sidebar 1. You just may have to scroll to find it. Sometimes it takes me a second to find them. There they are. And what I want you to do with this one is change the text wrapping settings for the text box to in front of. So again, if you don't automatically see that layout options pop up in the top right corner, all you need to do is click on the outside border of the text box, like the outside line. So it selects the entire text box, and then that button should pop up. And we're going to do in front of text, and we are going to change the height of the text box to 3.8 and the width to 1.5. I'm going to go ahead and format my text box size just like we've done before. Then I want you to drag your text box over so that its top border aligns with the top of the first line of text there. So drag it over to the white space. And I want the left side of the text box to kind of line up with the left edge of the orange box below it. And then we want to make sure that it's fixed on the page, which I think it should be. Let's go ahead and add a title. So we're going to add volunteers needed as our title. You can go ahead and click on the text below and hit backspace or delete to remove it. And we are going to insert the volunteer support file text in this box. So let's do that quickly. If you don't remember how we did it above, you're going to go to the Insert tab and go over to where it says Object. It's in the text group. And you're going to insert text from File. Go out and search for the file. It's called Volunteer Support for volunteers, and say Insert, and it will insert that information right there inside the text box. If you have an extra paragraph mark at the bottom, go ahead and hit backspace to delete the extra mark and highlight the text and the title and change it to 11-point font. You can see how when you change it to 11, it kind of fills the space a little bit better. Okay, now what we're going to do is we are going to scroll up in the first line of text after each of the 4 headings that are formatted in blue. We are going to insert a drop cap. And I'm sure you've seen a drop cap before, as they're very popular on on different newsletters. It's where the first letter is capitalized a little bigger than the rest. And typically you'll see that at the beginning of the paragraph. So we're going to highlight the first letter underneath the first paragraph. So we're going to go to Insert, and the drop cap is on the text group as well, next to the Insert Object button. The drop cap is the A with the lines coming out of it. And I want you to go down. It's asking us to only drop it 2 lines instead of 3. So if I were to click just drop cap, you can see how it drops the T3 lines, but the text is asking us to do a custom drop cap. So I have to go to drop cap options, select dropped, and this will allow you to edit how many lines of text the letter is dropped. So I'm going to change it to 2 and say OK. And I'm going to do the same thing for the first paragraph under each of these headings. So I'm going to do a 2-line drop cap. So I'm going to go to golf team. I'm going to highlight the I. I'm going to go to my drop cap command. I'm going to go to drop cap options. I'm going to select dropped, and I'm going to make it drop 2 lines. And I think we have one more to do. Yep. One more here. And then say OK. So now we've added a drop cap to the beginning of each paragraph. Now we are going to scroll up to page 1, and we're going to select the entire first paragraph that starts with the librarian news. So it's basically just the entire first line here. And I want you to clear the formatting that has already been set. So on the Home tab, there's a button. It's an A with a purple eraser. If you click that, it clears any formatting that has already been set, and it allows us to set some additional formatting. So we're going to add some word art. I'm going to go to the Insert tab and go to the word art command. Again, that's in the text group. It's the A that's kind of tipped over onto its side. And the one that it's asking us to insert is in the 3rd row, right in the middle, the 3rd one over. It's a very long name. So now you can see how it adds text or word art to our first line. And we're going to format it so it doesn't look like it's not cutting off there or the orange isn't coming up. what we're going to do is the way we're going to fix this is we're going to insert or edit our shape by changing the width to 7 of the text box, of the word art box. So now when I change the width, you can see it stretches it out across the top and then makes that orange go back onto the second line. We're going to retain the square text wrapping. Just double check that your layout options, you have square as your text wrapping option. And we want to make sure that it is fixed on the page. Now we are going to apply some text effects to this text box. So in that shape format contextual tab, I want you to go in the middle here is your text effects. So just make sure that you are using the correct command because that could be easily confused with shape effects, which is also an option, but the directions clearly say text effects. So we are going to insert the transform text effects. So I'm going to scroll down. And the one that it's asking is chevron up. So you just kind of have to hover to get the screen tip to pop up the names of the different types so that way you can see what it's called. Usually the directions will tell you where to find it, like which row and which column, so you can easily find it. But we're inserting chevron up. And then it's asking us to add a shadow using the offset right. So I'm going to still stay with the same text effects, but I'm going to go to the shadow this time. And it's asking us to insert an outer shadow. That's also in the direction, so you know which section to go to. And then you're doing the offset bottom right. So it's going to add a shadow to our word art. All right, now we're going to go down here and we are going to click anywhere at the end of the first paragraph under Win a Vacation. And we're going to insert the island picture that you have saved for the support file. So I'm going to go to the Insert tab. I'm going to click on Pictures, and then I have to go search for the island picture that was saved prior to, and then say Insert. And it's going to pop it in right here. I'm going to go ahead and change the wrapping of this picture. And I'm going to crop it as well. So let's crop first. I'm going to select the picture. Again, there's a contextual tab that pops up that allows us to format the pictures. It's called Picture Formats, and any edits that we need to do to the picture can be found there. You can crop the picture on your own, or you can click the drop-down arrow and crop it to a shape. You could crop it to a heart or a rectangle or really any shape that you'd like. You just select the shape. But in this case, it's asking us to make it a square aspect ratio. So it will crop it to an exact square. So I'm going to select that, and then I'm going to change my height and my width to 1.5. That makes it a perfect 1.5 inch square. And then for the text wrapping, it's asking us to use the square text wrapping option and drag our picture so it's kind of in the middle of the page here. And this is where it's helpful to look at the example. Like if you have the book open, you can kind of look at the example to see where the example places the picture, but it's somewhere right about there. It's also asking us to format the picture with a picture style. So again, click on the Picture Format Contextual tab, and in the Picture Styles group, if you expand the box, you can hover over these and it gives you a name. The one that the book is asking us is in the third row, the very last one. It's called Bevel Rectangle. So I'm going to assign this picture style. Again, it just adds another element to the picture. Sometimes it's a frame, sometimes it's a color. In this case, it kind of rounds the edges of my picture. And I'm going to kind of place the picture right there according to the directions. And then also I looked at the example picture in the textbook to make sure I matched and had it in the correct location. I just want to make sure that it doesn't overlap any text. So you have to be careful when you're putting it in there to make sure that your picture is kind of placed so it doesn't overlap any text or anything like that. All right, we are going to stop here and with the second video, and we will come back and finish this newsletter with our third video. Go ahead and save your changes that you've done so far, and we'll be right back.